inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Carr nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And he's going to go down again. Joey Bosa in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Travis Benjamin deep for the Chargers. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Shift, watch the shift.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Check 55 to Mike. 3 butt.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rivers. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd
and
6.
Run 80. Zero. Mike 55. Mike 55. White 89.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Adrian Phillips, an all-pro as a special teamer last year, in on the tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Carr now to throw. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. A big play that time for the Raiders. 46 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. To throw his Carr. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joey Bosa, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing now is Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got the hook up here. Complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. That's going to be a 103-yard kickoff return. What a run. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Carr on the bootleg. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. I guess no need to force it. When you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
18 on the play. And the Raider first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Here's Carr to throw. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Joey Bosa, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going as the season winds down and you look at them in totality. You know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
All right. Hey, bro, 80. Check.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Taken in at the 22. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
What now? Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Watch twist. Check.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Benjamin. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
380. 390. Watch the out. 49. Check 49.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Vontez Burfict, the one to get him down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Gordon, and he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Mark 55. Cluster. Drop deep. Watch out. Slam. General West.
From the 17, Rivers. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Done. 190. Check 55, Mike. 6-man. Check curls.
Here's Rivers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Badgley able to punch this one through. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. After the sack on first down, Carr. And the pressure gets to him again. The old Cal Bear, Brandon Mebane, gets the sack.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. From midfield, here's Carr. That one caught. It's the rookie Hunter Renfrow. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Carr going to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Casey Hayward with a sack on the well-timed corner blitz.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Corey Liggett makes the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the 41, Rivers sets up the screen to Gordon. Past the 20. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 16th touchdown of the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need to rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just run nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Carr. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
We're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here we go on 4th down with Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And they're going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring them indeed with that score alone. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Check 50, check 50.
On 1st down, Carr. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down. Now Carr, the open man here, Renfro. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. Carr now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Carr going for the deep ball. He's got it at the 15. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for the Raiders. 45 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Carr, and that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it 24-13. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Black 11. Deuce. Under 10. 10. Alpha.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
17 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. Rivers to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jonathan Abram, the rookie from Mississippi State. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Decent start to the drive there. Of course, they need the touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Yeah, those guys are into it. How about the guys on the sidelines? You see the coaches signaling, all the personnel groups up on the sideline, ready to go in and out of the game. They've got to condense their time now in order to try and get back into it.
9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Carr finds Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. Carr now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This pass from Carr taken in by Waller. 2nd year in Oakland for Waller after being signed off the Ravens practice squad, but only 6 catches, 75 yards a season ago. Then he got a lot of hype in the offseason following OTAs. Their offensive coordinator saying, you know, Darren, you have that position. Coach Gruden went as far as to say, Darren, you have the chance of a lifetime here. Well, now it's time for Darren Waller to go out there and prove it. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
No.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points that gets him back within a field goal. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, and look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Let's go.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Corey Grant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead, and I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up. Because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Rivers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Rivers on the money, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down. Rivers now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Mike, 55, right there.
Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Gets through, and now an opening. There goes Melvin Gordon. Touchdown, LA! Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers have once again taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Extra point by Badgley up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Carr to throw. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right? I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there. All right, we'll see if they do just that. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Throwing, Rivers. Allen's got it complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Here's Rivers. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Incomplete. LaMarcus Joyner there defensively.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
55, Mike, 55. Here we go, D. Mike. Wait, 89.
Now Rivers. It's complete to Williams. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. What now?
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Carr now to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Carr going to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Corral. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Another chance to maybe end it right here. This is 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. That's one of those pivotal plays that'll just stick out in everybody's mind from this game. If he picks that off, what a momentum swing down here in the end zone.
And he did his job. He knocked the ball away, but it does feel like a letdown for him and his teammates, doesn't it? A chance to intercept it, turn it back over to his offense with a chance to win the game.
They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Charger drive about to get going. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive, they're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on the draw. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and 12, Rivers going deep for Benjamin. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And Allen's got it. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 32-yard line.
Protein spill. 25, check 25. White. 55. Quit talking about it and bring it. Watch the safety creep.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Going underneath for Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. From the red zone now, Rivers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And a timeout now here in overtime with 4 seconds remaining. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to keep the game alive. Badgley's kick is good. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and very rarely in the National Football League you tie. But that's what we had here. Each team with a field goal in the extra session, but nobody could separate.
I'm glad you went in that direction because I thought the next thing was going to be, and sometimes it rains, but that's not really the case here, right? Look, if this is college football, they keep playing. You know, they're going to break that tie and continue to go how many overtimes it takes. Postseason football, we're still playing. But it's the regular season. You get one extra period to decide it. This one, we get field goals on each side. And guess what? The end result's the same. Tie, off we go. Let's move on to the next one.
And for Charles Day.